The Gallic and the Celtic Warriors have the same unit card. They look very similar, but there is a pretty substantial difference in how they do against similarly priced units. So the Celtic Warriors are a pretty good unit for their price. They can do a lot of damage on the charge. They have a 25 charge bonus, 27 melee attack, 40 weapon damage, which is pretty decent. Then they have the 45 armor, not great, but not bad either. 55 health and 45 morale. They are very important for the factions that have them, in that they can be matched up against units like Hastati and be expected to come out on top. So the Roman meat shield tactic is not going to be as effective against Celtic Warriors as it's going to be against a lot of other factions, because the Hastati are going to die to the Celtic Warriors, and that means that the second line of Roman infantry, usually some legionary units, has to move in. So Celtic Warriors are extremely good units, very cost effective. They can be devastating when flanking and rear charging, and they can also take on Hastati in a head-on engagement, and that is pretty important when using them against Rome. Celtic Warriors, very good unit. But then we have so they will win against Hastati in most cases in a head-on engagement. Now we have their Gallic brothers here that are available as mercenaries for Carthage, and we'll just have a look at how they do against Hastati. The main difference between these units is that the mercenary Gallic Warriors have a charge bonus of 20, they have a higher melee defense, they have the same armor, but they have 5 less health than the Celtic Warriors. So the Celtic Warriors have more health and a charge bonus of 5 more than the mercenary Gallic Warriors. And 5 more health may not seem like much, but it gives the entire unit 600 health more, and that is the same as, in terms of hit points, as this unit of mercenary Gallic Warriors having 132 men instead of 120. That's what 600 hit points looks like in terms of manpower. So charging in here with the mercenary Gallic Warriors, you can see that they are not doing as well on the charge. They are starting to lose a lot quicker than the Celtic Warriors did. And the Hastati are going to start overpowering these mercenary Gallic Warriors. And what this means for Carthage is that the Roman meat shield tactic is going to be more effective than against factions that have Celtic Warriors. So for Carthage, the mercenary Gallic Warriors are still a decent unit, but they're just not as great as the mercenary Celtic Warriors, because the mercenary Gallic Warriors are going to lose to Hastati. So let's see if I had a video where these two units come up against each other. Yeah, so not as decisive. There will be a few quirks in testing units one against one because of just small differences in terrain and the fatigue levels of the different units. But in testing these two units against each other, just by looking at the stats, it's fairly obvious that these Celtic Warriors are going to do more damage on the charge. They're going to be able to take more damage, and the only redeeming factor on the mercenary Gallic Warriors is that they have a bit more melee defense, but that is melee attack and charge bonus is more important than melee defense. At least in my experience, that's much more decisive than having a few points extra in melee defense. So if these units come up against each other, the mercenary Gallic Warriors are going to get the worst of the engagement. Look at how they do on the charge. The mercenary Gallic Warriors are losing a lot more men on the charge than the Celtic Warriors, and the Celtic Warriors have more hit points to begin with, so pretty nice by the Celtic Warriors. The Celtic Warriors are able to defeat the Gallic Warriors and still have some men left for robbing unit of their charge bonuses, or for running into the flanks or rear of another unit, chasing after skirmishers and such. So for Carthage has the mercenary Gallic Warriors. They are worse than the Celtic Warriors. Pontus has mercenary Celtic Warriors. So for some reason, Pontus has these mercenary Celtic warriors instead of the Gallic warriors. Pretty interesting, considering where Pontus is on the map and where Carthage is on the map. I think Carthage at least should have access to both mercenary Celtic and mercenary Gallic warriors, due to their geographical location and making heavy use of both of those units. For Tylis we have Celtic warriors. For Arverni we have Celtic warriors. For the Boii we have Celtic warriors. For Galatia we have Galatian swords, so they don't have the Celtic units. And that's about it. I think the Nervii also have the Celtic warriors. So Celtic warriors are better. They will defeat Hastati, and so they are nice to bring against Rome. For Carthage, don't expect the mercenary Gallic warriors to win against Hastati in a straight up engagement, because they won't. And for Carthage, I quite like having mercenary Iberian swords instead. They will do worse on the charge due to having almost complete lack of armor, but they are going to be very useful in skirmishing and keeping away elephants and cavalry with their javelins. So, when in doubt, go Celtic. That's it. Thanks for watching. See you again on the battlefield.